When Ava walked into Westfield High for the first time, everyone stared. Not because she looked different, but because she carried herself like she didn't belong to the crowd. There was something in her calm eyes, something that made even the loudest kids quiet for a second. But that silence didn't last long. By lunchtime, whispers spread like wildfire. The new girl's weird. She doesn't talk much. Bet she's scared. What no one knew was that Ava wasn't scared at all. She was trained to fight. Not just with fists, but with strength of mind, with calm under pressure. But when 3 popular bullies tried to make her learn her place in front of the whole cafeteria, they made the biggest mistake of their lives. Ava Parker had just moved to town after her father's transfer from the military. She'd been used to moving. New schools, new faces, new stares. Her dad had taught her to stay humble, stay quiet, and stay strong. But this time it felt different. Westfield High was huge, loud, and filled with cliques that ruled every hallway. During her first week, Ava kept to herself, books in hand, earbuds in, eyes down. But silence in high school often paints a target. Across the cafeteria, 3 students, Brooke, Maddie, and Sierra, the self-proclaimed queens of Westfield, noticed her sitting alone. They didn't like how she ignored them. Brooke smirked. "Let's welcome the new girl," she whispered, her tone dripping with sarcasm. They walked up to Ava's table, their laughter sharp like knives. "Hey, new girl," Brooke said loudly, drawing attention. "You too good to say hi to people." Ava looked up slowly. "No, just eating lunch." That calm, polite response, it irritated them even more. Maddie grabbed Ava's tray and dumped it onto the floor. "Oops," she giggled. The crowd burst into laughter. Phones came out. Ava's chest tightened, not with fear, but restraint. Her dad's voice echoed in her mind a tour. Control is the greatest strength a fighter can have. As she picked up her tray, ignoring the cameras, and walked out. The bullies sneered. "Yeah, run away, loser." But that wasn't the end. The next day, they found her again, this time in the gym corridor. Sierra shoved her shoulder. "Why don't you fight back, huh? You scared?" Ava looked her in the eye and said softly, "You don't want me to fight back." The bullies laughed harder. Brooke, the leader, pushed her. Ava stumbled, and that's when it happened. Her training took over. Ava didn't hit, she didn't yell, she simply moved. One swift, fluid motion. Brooke's arm was locked before she could blink. Maddie tried to step in, and Ava sidestepped, spinning her to the floor. It wasn't violent, it was graceful, controlled. The gym fell silent. When Ava finally released Brooke's arm, she said quietly, "Chua, fighting isn't about hurting people. It's about protecting yourself when they give you no choice." The crowd was frozen. The bullies scrambled up, humiliated, and stormed away. But Ava didn't feel triumphant. She felt sad, because she knew humiliation cuts deeper than punches, and that's not what she wanted. That night, Ava sat in her room, staring at an old photo of her father in uniform. She whispered, "Toward Dad, I didn't want to fight, but I had to." She knew tomorrow would be worse. Word would spread, and the real fight, the emotional one, was still coming. The next morning, Ava walked into school with whispers surrounding her again. But this time, they were different. "Did you see her move? She flipped Brooke like a pro. I heard she's some kind of martial artist." Brooke and her friends, on the other hand, were boiling with anger. Brooke couldn't stand the loss of control, the public embarrassment. So, she planned revenge. During gym class, they cornered Ava again behind the bleachers. This time, Brooke hissed, "No one's watching." Ava didn't move. Her calm unnerved them. "I'm not your enemy, Brooke," she said gently. "But if you hurt me again, you'll just hurt yourself." Brooke lunged and tripped on a stray ball. She fell hard, twisting her ankle. Ava could have walked away. She could have smiled and left her there. But instead, she knelt beside her and said, "Tor, hold still. I can help you." Brooke stared at her in disbelief. "Why are you helping me?" "Because I know what pain feels like, and I know you don't have to keep causing it to feel strong." That one sentence broke through years of walls Brooke had built. Tears welled in her eyes. Maddie and Sierra stood speechless as Ava helped Brooke to the nurse's office. From that day on, something changed. Brooke stopped mocking others. Maddie apologized to a freshman she'd bullied last month. Even Sierra joined Ava in the school's self-defense club that Ava helped the coach restart. Weeks later, at a school assembly, the principal announced the new Respect and Empower campaign led by students, and at the center of it stood Ava Parker, the girl who taught everyone that real strength is kindness under control. When the bell rang that day, Brooke found Ava by the lockers and said quietly, You knocked me down, but not the way I thought. You knocked down my ego. Thank you." Ava smiled, her eyes warm. "Sometimes, we all need to fall before we stand tall." She walked away, not as the quiet new girl anymore, but as someone who changed her entire school without hate, without vengeance, only courage. And that's how Ava turned pain into purpose, proving that true power isn't in fighting others, but in mastering yourself. If this story touched your heart, make sure to subscribe to SH Stories, where every story reminds you that strength, kindness and courage can change the world, one heart at a time.